Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dog, cats, mice, squirrels, all those people in the audience who are there. Thanks for joining us this evening. And this is the Hike 365 live show on Happy Trails Hiking.
On this channel, you'll find content about park travel as well as living a healthy lifestyle. And we're happy that you're here. Tonight, we have a great show for you. We have an interview with one of our participants, and that is Carol with Hike with Me. There we go, not Hike from Me. I've done that twice now. All right. And I don't even have a picture for our show to be about tonight, but our show is brought to you by our Happy Trails Hiking store, which can be found at happytrailshiking.com/store. Okay. I'm supposed to introduce Carol's channel now. And I just wanted to read her channel description with you. And her link is in the description. So if you have not met Carol with Hike with Me, here's her description. And maybe you can go over and check her channel out. This channel is intended for family and friends to see what I'm up to and follow me. But anyone can come along if they like. I have a home base in Arizona, but I've started traveling around in an 18-foot travel trailer and now in a van. I love to hike up any hill and see what I can find. I kayak the backwaters of the Colorado River and other interesting places. I love beautiful places and want to share them with you. Oh yeah, I'm a grandma too, and that is my favorite thing to be. And so that is Carol with Hike With Me. So I do want to bring Carol on screen now. So everybody say hello to Carol. Welcome, Carol. It's happy to have you tonight.
Hi, Matt and Kay, and everybody in the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to introduce the chat to everybody because we've got a huge room here. I'm just so excited that everybody could be here tonight. So the folks we have in the room tonight are Arta Morbid. It's good to see you. Out West Homestead, who I just met today through Carol's channel. Marty's Career Family Adventures. Lori Bryant. Die Bullfrog 79 or Uncle Al. Deb Shane. And let's see, anybody else? Big Crazy Outdoor Adventures. Hello, John. It is good to see you. And if Amy's around, say hi to her as well. The Old Farmer's Wife is here. Says, Carol, I didn't miss this. So there's that. And then Ronald SI 1962 says hello from Iowa. So hello, it is great to see all of you here. Thank you all for being here. And before we get into our interview tonight and all of our stats, we do need to mention, what are you drinking, Matt?
Well, this evening, you guys are going to be really disappointed. I'm drinking ice water.
Ice water. Nice. Carol, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, one of my favorites.
Tecate.
Yeah.
Tecate, Mexican beer.
Nice. I've got
in a bottle, always in a bottle.
Always in a bottle. Okay. Awesome. Well, I've got my Merlot from California, and it's from Castillo de Amorosa. So it's one of my favorites. So that's cool. My goodness, you've drawn a big crowd for us tonight. This is really cool. Lily Harvey says, hi, Aunt Carol. So I wanted to put that one up on the screen for you.
Hi, Holly.
And Chris Oconee did make it. He said he wasn't sure he was going to be able to be here. Panic D is here as well. It's good to see you. And Marty's crew says they forgot their beer. So be right back. So if you'll let us know what you're drinking in the chat, that would be awesome. And Hike with Mike is here. Thanks for being here, Mike. We got your miles in. Oh, and there's Rhonda Van Meter says, hi, Auntie. And they're not talking to me, so I'm guessing it's you. You're looking awesome. This is great. Everybody, thank you all for being here. It is great to be here with Carol with you. So, all right, your turn.
Okay, what are we doing next?
That part right there.
Oh, okay.
Before we get into
here. Oh, yeah. So we've got some pictures to share.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have some stats, everyone's favorite spreadsheet. So do you want to do the spreadsheet first?
Okay, we can. And then remind me to do our pictures. And then you'll have to tell them what our pictures are.
Spreadsheet and then pictures.
Okay. So for those of you who are new to this live show, we talk about Hike 365, and the goal is to hike 365 miles in a year. And so Matt gets to make a spreadsheet.
So we've been tracking this since obviously the beginning of the year. And what happens is everyone sends in their miles every week, and I drop them into a spreadsheet, and then I put together a pivot table, and the result is this thing that you're looking at here. Now, I would mention that since this is week 39, I have actually hidden weeks 1 through 38.
Okay.
So, but you can see the grand total there, third column. So you read it across, you can see the team name, what we did the past week, the grand total for the year.
Woohoo.
And then the target column is the ideal number of miles that we would have at this point in time. I think I updated it this time. I kind of slapped it together pretty quick.
Yeah, you did. That's okay.
But if you look at the far bottom right corner of this, you'll note that that is 50%. So we are at 50% collectively across all of us of the goal for the year. And we have gone 4,122 miles together.
That's cool. Well, and Carol with Hike With Me got 7 miles in this week. That's great, Carol. That's 1 every day. It's better than I would have done. And then Christina representing Marty's crew. We took Christina's miles out of Marty's crew, I guess.
I just forgot to merge them. I always merge Christina in with Marty's crew, but I missed it this time.
Well, so she did 4.6 miles by herself, and the rest of the crew did 1.7 miles. Chris and Coney got 14.9 miles this week, and Nerding for Nature got in 11. And Big Crazy Outdoor Adventures didn't put in their 5 miles, but I know for a fact that they hiked 5 miles this week because we were with them when we were hiking our 5 miles. He just said, I need to put in my 5 miles for this week.
So if I had not been slacking quite so well, I would have done that too.
You could have done that for him. Oh, well, that's okay. And Christina's really repping for Marty's crew, Tony says. So, and I know that Vicki Marshall got some miles in, but she's already at almost 500. So, yeah.
It's just extra credit.
Just extra credit. I don't think I'm going to make it to that 365. Carol, do you think you'll make it to 365 miles?
I don't think so, but I'm going to try.
Oh, well, that's all you can do is keep trying, right? If you don't get out and do it, then that's, it's no fun that way. And the weather's finally cooperating here and for you, from what I understand. All right, let's do the spreadsheet. Yes. And then Kenny, the Idahoan, is here. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming, Kenny. It's great to have everybody here tonight. So I'm supposed to show 2 pictures from our weekend.
Yeah.
So Matt took pictures this weekend, and he's got a new toy, which we're going to call a tool.
So
go ahead.
For those of you who are Apple fans in the crowd, you may recognize that this is the back of an iPhone, and there are 3 cameras on this. So this is the iPhone 11 Pro that I recently bought. And one of the big features of it is the camera and the software that the camera is using. So we camped this weekend with the Big Crazy John, Big Crazy Outdoor Adventures, John and Amy from that channel.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a blast. And so I experimented with not only the camera phone, but also a gimbal. Now, we don't have any gimbal-based video for you, but I've got a couple of pictures. So this one that you're seeing here, everyone is gathered around Kay's phone looking at something. While that is amusing, the thing that's really entertaining is that this is a night picture taken with a cell phone. So I'm very, very pleased with how well the iPhone 11 Pro phone has done. And you can see we've got a campfire, and we're obviously in a campground.
Yeah, we were having a good time. And people are saying that picture looks great. So yeah, thanks, Marty. And yeah, it's really fun. The next picture Matt showed me this morning. And, I really try to get pictures of the Milky Way or clouds and stars and things with my good cameras. And I mean, Carol, you're going to be really surprised about this, I think. This was taken with a phone. Look at that. Right?
That's
So,
beautiful.
yeah, and this was last night. It was probably, I don't know, 9 p.m. It was
Right
basically,
before bed.
I took it right before I went to bed. And this is just coming back from the shower house. And I'm like, all right, well, let me see if I can get a picture here. And I was just blown away with how good it was. Now, I don't know if you can tell on the webcast, but it is grainy. But for a
can't
cell
tell.
phone, that is absolutely amazing.
And just to let you know, this is Alf. And I don't know if Big Crazy Outdoor Adventures has a name for their camper, but that's their camper, and we had set up side by side, so that was really cool. And Hike with Mike says the most difficult pictures to take is of fireflies. I would totally agree with that. I have stories, but not for this time. And Arta Morbid says looks amazing to me, and Frank is my photographer. Like I go to his videos for photography help. So yes, thank you very much. It's amazing what phones can do these days. All right. So we do have some other people's pictures to show. Chris Aconi, who is my AT section hiker, he puts in lots of miles on the Appalachian Trail. He had a little guest with him. And maybe if he starts typing into the chat now, we'll know more about his guest. But I did want to show that to you. Let's see if I can get there from here. Nope, that one. Here we go. That one. So he had a little guest with him on the, Trekker rides in my backpack. This is Taco Cat. And Taco Cat has come up the AT with several section hikers. Let me see if I can get to that story really quick, because he said Taco Cat traveled here from Senior Hiker 77 in Georgia and to section hiking the AT sweeps in Maryland, and now to me. So he's seeking a new home for soon, is what Chris says. But he's got his hunting, his orange on because it's hunting season.
Right.
So I think Taco Cat and Trekker would really have a good time together. But maybe we should get Trekker an orange hat for
maybe we should get us orange hats.
Well, yeah, we probably should. Now, Carol, do you have do you have to do orange for hunting season when down in Arizona?
I'm sorry, do we wear orange?
Yeah, down in Arizona for hunting season. So
well, sometimes you'll see someone with the orange on, but the hunting is in certain sections, and we don't hike there during hunting. We know we're not to hike during hunting season, so we don't really wear orange. You'll see people with orange, they're going to go there to the hunting.
We have some national forests and things or conservation areas.
Yeah. In Missouri, no, don't go hunting based on my comment here. But in certain conservation areas, certain types of hunting is allowed. So I don't necessarily know the rules, but one of our favorite trails, they do have hunting at, and so we just have to be a little bit. You have to pay attention during hunting season. So if we typically don't hike there because we just don't have that much orange if it's deer season, particularly rifle
or
season.
bright colors or anything like that. So Big Crazy Outdoor Adventure says Hodor is the truck and Bran is the camper, and they're people who are fans of those shows will understand. And Hike with Mike says I never hike in areas when hunting is going on. That's just really good. Yeah, that's just a really good idea. So that's all there is to it. And Food Forest Permaculture has come in. Thanks for coming, Howie. Appreciate it. So the other thing that I have to share from the weekend, it got really cold here. We had a cold front come through. So that made me really, really happy. And so my picture or video share for this week is this one, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. Did I do that right? No. I don't know where it went. That one. Recent. Nope, that was StreamYard. That one all weird. I'm sorry, guys. Double click gets me every time. That one. Right there. Share. Thank you. And then I have to hit the button to make it play. So this is what I woke up to this morning.
Oh, I want some of that.
Yeah, some fog, because it was fog, and I guess it was about 45 degrees this morning. And there's this big field out behind our campsites. And I don't do night photography, but it was nice and foggy this morning, so it made me really happy. So anyway, yeah, I like fog a lot. And then we have one more set of photos to share. So yeah, one more. I can do it. And these are from Nerding for Nature, and there. So these were mushrooms, and it was foggy, and mossy.
Foggy Mushroom Town.
Foggy Mushroom Town, exactly. And probably Uncle Al will go, not Uncle Al, well, he might, but Food Forest Permaculture will go, those are this kind of mushrooms. He named the mushrooms we saw on our hike the last time. And then this is Carly's husband, and they get to hike up in Canada all the time. So
that definitely reminds me of the Rockies.
It is. It's basically Canadian, Rocky,
okay,
that kind of thing. Yes. So people are saying, a Moss Monday post. Yes, exactly. So we had some great pictures sent in this week. So thank you everyone who sent in pictures this week. Appreciate all of that. I don't guess I missed anything in the chat, but I'm going to be focusing on interview now. So if I need to see something, please put at Happy Trails Hiking for me, and I'll make sure that I get that in. But Carol, let's do a little interview. Is that okay? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All these tough questions. So why did you decide to join the Hike 365 Challenge?
Well, I think it wasn't so much about the challenge, but I think the companionship, because it's very hard to find people that hike, have hiking goals, and there are people who say they want to hike, but then they don't hike. So I find it hard to find people to hike. So I think it was that. I thought when I saw you had your challenge. I found you through John and Yankee, and then I saw that you had your challenge, and I thought, oh, people that hike. Yeah. So I just joined.
Awesome. Well, we're glad that you did. That's great. And yes. Hello to John and Yankee, and I know that Yankee's probably going to catch this tomorrow morning. If he's not watching now, he can't chat, so that's a thing. So hi to Yankee. But yeah, so that's great. I'm so glad that you found us through our challenge. That's really cool. So I know that you didn't find us until, spring time, and we started January 1st. So on this challenge, and we're thinking we'll start again next year too. We haven't narrowed that down. But what is your total goal for the challenge? I know the rest of us are like, okay, we started in January, our goal is 365 miles, but what's your goal for the challenge?
Well, since I started late, and then in the summer I didn't get to hike much in the summer, I really doubt if I'm going to make the goal, the big number. So my goal is just to hike as many miles as I can now. I don't really have that goal this year. Sure. Maybe next year I can have that goal, but I'm just going to, and I'm so happy to get out there. It's been hot here, so it's just so nice to get out and hike now, as I started last week, and that's my goal. My goal is to hike.
Right. Awesome. And Marty's Crew says, we love having you in the challenge, Carol. So that's really sweet.
Aw, thank you.
And Trippin' Tommy says, you're right about that. It's hard to find folks to hike with. He does 3 miles a day now and feeling great. So that's awesome. That's very great. And we've had Justin and Christina's RV and van life join us. So welcome. Our next question for our interview is, do you want to ask that one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's
So
your favorite question.
that's my favorite question?
Well, that's the one you like to hear about the most.
Oh, okay. Well, one of the things that we always talk about, okay, and I will reminisce about the favorite hikes that we've taken. And, depending on the day, you might get one of 2 or 3 answers, but there's not that many at the top of our list. So what is your favorite hike of all time and why?
Okay, so I've done a lot of hikes. I was thinking today, I don't even remember all the hikes I've done. I've hiked so many hikes. But there is a hike, and some of the people in the chat know about this hike, and it's in the Kofa Wildlife Refuge, and it's called Palm Canyon. And it's not a long hike. It's a half-mile hike to the sign that says the palms are up there, and they're up in a canyon. And it's kind of a scramble, a rock scramble. And it's probably just another quarter of a mile. But it's so unique and exciting when you get to the palms. It's the only native palms in Arizona, and they grow in that canyon. Oh, wow. And it's beautiful. The whole canyon, the hike leading up to Palm Canyon is beautiful too. The whole area is beautiful. And so it's a short hike, but it's a scramble. And last year I took 5 people up there. You kind of have to know how to get up there. It's kind of tricky. So that's probably my favorite hike, even though it's short.
Awesome. I love short hikes.
So you're in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
In Arizona, it's about 17 miles south of Quartzsite in Kofa Wildlife Refuge.
Okay. So you don't think of palm trees being in a desert typically. Now we've seen them.
Right.
We've seen palm trees in Death Valley, but finding palm trees in a canyon, and you have to scramble to get up. And I mean, kind of makes me think of, like a Lost World sort of a thing. I'm trying to remember the exact book that I read about a floating, island or something. I don't know, but that's kind of what it makes me think of.
I think it's really interesting that Hike with Mike says, I love Hike with Me's geography she hikes in. It's a complete opposite of the landscape he hikes in, which is in Florida. So it's pretty funny that you said you had palm trees, and I think of palm trees in Florida. And he wrote that at the same time. So
Arizona is full of palm trees, but they've all been planted by someone. So these are the only native palm trees in the state. So that makes it unique. And it's high. When you get up there, you can see the whole valley, and you're over some of the palm trees. It's just very unique. So you should do it someday.
Okay. Well, we'll call Carol and go, okay, since it's hard to find, you're taking us. So we don't get lost. And then within hiking distance says that it's great to have a whole group of people doing the same challenge together. And so that's cool. And then the old farmer's wife says she took a lot of people up. This one didn't make it. So must have been the old farmer's wife wanted to go, but it's all right. Artem Morbid has to leave. Thank you all for coming. And I believe he has a show tonight. So if you're friends with Artem Morbid, you might want to head over for that a little later. Tripping Tommy says, I'm going up there next week. It's so cool. So Tommy's headed up to the Palms, I guess. So that's pretty cool. All right. Next question. So have you always been a hiker, Carol?
No.
No.
I started hiking probably in my 30s, so that is a long time. But my family didn't hike, and I just started hiking. I don't know even why I started hiking. I lived in Albuquerque by the Sandia Mountains there, and that's when I started hiking. And I don't know. I just hike.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the only one in my family that does hike. I mean, they'll do maybe hike once in a while or walk or exercise, but I'm the only person in my family that really hikes mountains and canyons and the crazy stuff.
Just all those crazy things. That's really great, though. I think that's really interesting. I think Matt's the only one in his family that's really a hiker. I don't know. Your mom might have been an explorer in her younger days.
Well, possibly. I don't know. We do a fair amount of various activities, but so you started in your 30s and just kind of you just one day just decided to go for a hike, and you've been doing it ever since.
That's awesome. I think that's great. Steve, the outdoor nomad, is here. It's good to see you. And Marty's crew says your crazy stuff equals the best stuff. So I think that's awesome. That's awesome.
I think it was the adventure of it, I think, got me, because that's what I really love is adventure.
Now, you said that you like being a grandma, and that's your favorite thing, and you have grandkids. Do you take your grandkids hiking?
Well, I do. And I should say that my daughter does hike, but she doesn't have a lot of time to do that. But she is interested in hiking, and she does hike. So my grandkids, they hike. They hike with her. They still hike, smaller things because they're young. I think my grandson, he's 26. It's hard to keep track of them when they get that old. You don't even know what they're doing. Right. Unless you see them on Instagram or Facebook and you go, oh, they went hiking. I think that I did take them hiking when they were younger. They do like the outdoors, and I hope that they do travel and hike. I hope that they do, they think grandma's, I don't know, they probably think grandma's a little crazy, but they don't say that.
Oh, I bet they don't.
I do take them geocaching. They all love that I geocache, and I taught them how to geocache, and they love that. They do get wrapped up in their own lives at school and, things like that. But they do like the outdoors, and they do a little bit of hiking.
Of course. Yeah. Hike with Mike says we all need T-shirts that say, I hike. Enough said. There you go, Matt. A new T-shirt idea. Stick that one up there. Oh, man. I guess I've got two more questions for you. Two more. One is, what's coming up next on your channel, Carol?
Well, I'm pretty excited because I'm leaving in a few days. I'm going to Texas. I'm going to the Lollapalooza meetup. It's put on by Lola from Lost on Land. And it's this is the second annual one. She did it last year too. It's kind of a lot of YouTubers that get together. But we're going to do all kinds of things like hike and kayak, because it is at a lake, it's at a state park. And we're going to hike and kayak and geocache. And I think we're going to eat a lot of food because they do the cooking over the fire in the big pot, what's that called?
Dutch oven cooking?
Yes, a lot of them do that, and a lot of them have channels that do that. And so I'm headed over there, and I'm going to be gone 2 weeks. But while I'm over there, on my way back, I really want to hike Guadalupe Peak, which is Texas' highest peak. Even though it's not real high, it's still kind of a hard hike for me.
I've heard it's pretty rocky.
Yeah, the hard part for me that I heard is that it's 3,000 foot elevation gain in just 4 miles. So that's kind of steep.
That's a lot.
But I plan on trying to do that on my way back. So I'm pretty excited about all that.
Mike says Lola's fun, or Lola's awesome. Have fun. And then Hike with Mike also says Papa Texas is going to be there. So yes, lots of food.
Yes.
And the old farmer's wife says Lollapalooza is so much fun. It sounds like a blast.
Yeah, she's going to be about 150 people are going to be there.
Wow.
And a lot of people, I guess the exciting part for me too is I'm going to meet a lot of people that I feel like I know, but I really only know them on YouTube.
I understand.
But when I get there, I get to meet all those people.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that.
That's pretty awesome. Well, I guess you kind of answered my next question. And so that would be big hiking and travel plans for the end of the year. But do you have any other big hiking or travel plans coming up on your channel or for next year in 2020?
Well, I hope to. I'm here. I'm going to have to take short trips now that I'm at my home base. But yes, I want to go to Death Valley, which you have been there. I was there many, many years ago, and I want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing some in January. I'm meeting up with the San Diego Orienteering Club and do some orienteering with them. And I'm just going to find some new places to hike, and they will probably be in Arizona. And maybe Nevada. I'd love to go to Nevada a little bit, but I don't know. I'm playing it by ear these days.
I hear you.
But I am going to get out there, and I am going to hike, and I'll find new places. I mostly like to find places where there's no people, because I don't like people.
Oh, yeah. You would like our t-shirt, because that was the number 10 reasons to hike, was to get away from people. So
Yes.
that's when we had our group of people, our fans. Whatever.
That's my number one reason for staying in shape, is if you can hike far enough, you get away from the people. And that's what I think about all the time, is if I get out of shape, I can't go those places that I want to go.
Right. I hear you.
Yeah.
Outdoor Nomad says you need to come to Missouri in June. And he's speaking of our meetup that we have. We have our Midwest camp out, and we could make you a Midwesterner for the day and get you to Missouri for our big meetup that we have every year in June. But
well, that would be fun.
That would be fun. We'll talk about it another day.
We'll talk about it.
Anyway, yes. So those were all the questions I had. Do you have any follow-up questions? You look like you had something to say a second ago.
No, I don't have any follow-up questions at all. I'll just say that, Carol, thank you so much for being on the show. We've had a blast talking to you. And yeah, that's all.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad it was fun. And I hope that everybody enjoyed our short interview. If you have any questions for Carol or anything, you can leave them in the comments below, and I'll make sure that she gets to see them. And yeah, thanks for being here. And everybody, thanks for tuning in this week. Carol, do you have anything that you want to add to our viewing audience tonight?
No, just thanks for everybody coming on. It was wonderful.
This was so nice. This is so nice to have everybody here, and so nice to get to actually talk to Carol rather than just typing to her all the time. So this is awesome. But anyway, guys, keep getting your miles in. And as we say at the end of each, have a great one. And thanks for coming. Cheers.